Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Spill the Matcha Tea. So if you don't know who I am, basically I'm Tina and I'm currently a senior at UCLA, majoring in statistics and minoring in digital humanities. I do videos on life, food, college, and today I have a special guest.
My name's Hannah. I'm also a senior at UCLA. I'm a biz econ major and accounting minor.
Wow! So today we'll be addressing
common myths and misconceptions about North Campus majors and
South Campus majors. And I guess this is also another issue, whether business econ is a North or South Campus major, but we'll leave that out of the picture. We'll just say right now, in terms of this video,
I consider myself a North Campus
and in
major.
terms of her experiences, she considers herself as a North Campus major. So as a disclaimer, you know, this is based on our experiences as a South Campus and as a North Campus major. So first myth, North Campus majors have super easy classes.
Okay, so I don't want to say they're super easy because I haven't taken like the breadth of like every single North Campus class because I'm, again, in econ. But like the econ classes that I've been in have been pretty tough. They require at least like a week of studying before every midterm. And that's like if you retain information pretty quickly and if you pay attention in lecture. If you're like a classic college student, I'm pretty sure it should take longer. But I don't know, they're not super easy, but they're not like super tough either. Like the material is understandable to a certain extent, I guess. And like assignments are hard too. I don't know.
So I guess even though I'm not a North Campus major, for the North Campus classes that I've taken like thus far, I would say, for example, like I took a Yiddish class, and we were learning about like the culture and just basically watching movies, which wasn't hard at all compared to, for example, like an organic chemistry test or like a life science test where you have like a midterm and final. So I guess from my experiences, just taking any of like the North Campus classes, it hasn't been too difficult.
I mean, honestly, it's true for some. Like, it's definitely true for the classes that are deemed like general ed classes. Because, like,
that's true.
When you're in a general ed North Campus class, the purpose of that class is for you to like learn something interesting, right? Like to expand your knowledge. It's not for you to like stress out over, you know?
There are some GEs that are much harder than others, but the G's in general aren't supposed to be hard. They aren't supposed. They're allowing you to basically expand upon just like what classes you're taking within your major. So we shouldn't be stressing out too much about it.
So this myth is that South Campus majors are super competitive and are out to get each other.
Okay, so I think Hannah's like asking this question because, in my opinion, it's because I used to be pre-med, and I'm sure there are videos out there of just like how competitive is like the pre-med community at UCLA, right? I would say in general, it depends on the class and I think the people that you meet. Because I've met people who are like super nice on just like, sharing notes or answering questions if I had some, and I would just like randomly ask them during class. So they aren't out to get me in that sense. But I've also met people who are just on top of it. And, you know, they might be doing other things because they're really focused on just that pre-med route. And they like if they miss a question, they're just like, oh my gosh, they try to get as much points as they can on a test, and they might be like asking the professor just like
to regrade
it. Yeah. So I honestly think it depends.
Dude, yeah, like when I was in my freshman year, like I had the same prereq one same prereq as some pre-med students did, just because we also had to take calculus. So in that class though, I only met really nice pre-med people. Like, they were so willing to form the study group. They were so willing to like share or discuss homework together. It was a good experience for me. So like, I don't think it's fair for the Smiths to say that all South Campus majors are super competitive. They're not all of them. And like, even if they are, they're not competitive in a way to get you specifically. It's to get themselves to be better.
Yeah, but I do remember from a math class, or actually the math classes at UCLA are based on a curve.
Oh, yeah.
Where only like 30% of the whole class gets like A's, and then the next 30% get B's, and then so on and so forth. So that was a little bit kind of nerve-wracking for me, because of just like, in a way, like, professors are going to straight up say you're not competing with other students, but honestly you kind of are. But don't let that mean like, oh, you shouldn't be friends with anybody, or you shouldn't try to make friends, because also this is a time for you to make connections and make memories, because sometimes you're only going to be in college. You're only going to experience undergrad once in your lifetime, really. North Campus majors won't have jobs once they graduate because their majors are jokes.
Okay, well, like, keep in mind, I'm an econ major, so I'm like corporate, I guess. So it's easy for me to, well, not easy, but it was easier for me to find a job, because it's like, in business, you either get your MBA or you go straight on to like office type work. So, I mean, it was really simple for me to find a full-time job offer post-grad, but I do know that there are some majors where that's different. But I do think that North Campus majors are like, they're not jokes, they're just applicable to a wider variety of things. Like, you're gonna have people in more like social sciences who are gonna be able to take up jobs in like different areas, because these soft skills that they've learned are so vast in their major.
And I think I was really like, I've read on the secrets page, or like on the UCLA Reddit page, of just like, like a question asked like, how, whoever's like a North Campus major, like, how's the job prospects like at the moment, or something. Like, I've read a Reddit post about that before, and some people are just like, oh, I'm literally like jobless right now. It's so hard to find a job post grad. And other people are just like, oh, I just ended up getting like this job, or something. So I think it honestly depends. And I think whether it be North Campus or South Campus, you should be doing what you're passionate about.
Yeah.
What you're passionate about, or like just, like your goals in life, like what you want to focus on. So if you focus on that, you're always going to have a job, or there's always going to be opportunities out there. It's sometimes just you taking that first step and in applying for that job, or in taking that first step and to be involved, so that you have more experience to get that job.
Yeah.
So I think it's a lot of like self-initiation on yourself in terms of like careers.
So I guess we're all just going to be jobless. No, I'm kidding. Don't.
No, we're all gonna
we're all gonna find our paths in life.
Yeah, and so like I think in high school, what my Spanish teacher actually mentioned this as, it was like, you'll find your thing.
Oh yeah.
Like, you'll find your thing, and as soon as you find your thing, sometimes it'll click right away, and sometimes it won't. But when you do, sometimes everything will lock in place, even if it's not soon. The myth that South Campus majors have this superiority complex.
Specifically at like UCLA.
So I'm a South Campus major. I don't know, Hannah. Maybe you can. What do you think?
I don't think you do.
Okay.
But I've met people who do.
I think it's good to consider everyone is, you're gonna meet, like, everyone's like very diverse here in terms of like the student body. So I try not to judge people, but because I'm a South Campus major and Hannah does not believe I have like a superiority complex. Obviously, that myth is not true. Not all South Campus majors have superiority complexes. Like I mentioned, with some people, that are pre-med focused, and they're going to be quite competitive in terms of like grades. It's also, I think, the same way with like the superiority complex. You're gonna meet like a mix of both.
In North Campus classes too, you're gonna have people who give off a pretentious vibe. So I feel like the superiority complex is alive and well everywhere. But also you're gonna get people who are like Tina. Very nice, very helpful, very much just there.
That's true. And kind of going back to that, I guess, they're going back to like the first myth with South Campus majors being competitive. Like some of them just like don't care about actually learning like the material, which I think is important. Like they care about learning the material, but they prioritize the grade over like learning the material, is what I mean. Like a test does not really, in my opinion, I don't believe tests should be a thing. Like I don't believe tests should be a thing.
Maybe I'm biased. I agree.
They don't determine your worth. They don't determine like really how much you have learned. Okay, so that basically concludes all like the 4 main myths of
North and South Campus majors.
And again, thank you so much for joining today, and feel free to comment and also subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye.